Welcome back, Science Fam. It has been at least 8 months since the last time I posted a video. It has been a very long time, very long overdue on posting a video, and I thought it was time, especially since I'm pregnant and this is my first trimester update. I wanted to document this journey. I really wanted to with my son, but I just never did, and honestly it's kind of sad. I would love to look back on, I know I love looking back on Snapchat like 2 years ago today, 1 year ago today, and seeing him and seeing my pregnant belly and everything. So I really wish I would have done that. So I want to get better at it this time around. Plus I think it would be fun to video being pregnant with a toddler as a young parent. As young parents, because obviously Jacob is in our life. But we are 23 years old. We have one son. He was born August of 2019. He was almost 2.5 weeks, 3-ish weeks early. So I am kind of expecting to go into labor early with this baby, but obviously every pregnancy is different, every baby is different, so we just won't know until we know. But I am due with baby number 2 September 8th of this year, 2021. Again, could come early, we don't know. My mom's oh my gosh, I have the hiccups. My mom's birthday is the 2nd of September, and Jacob's littlest brother has a birthday in September. I don't remember what day. I want to say it's like the 18th or the 16th, but don't mark my words. I don't know. Anyway, so that's exciting. Not a lot of September birthdays, but a ton of August birthdays, so it would be pretty funny if this baby does end up coming on in August. But anyway, so first things first, we found out in January. We got COVID in January. 2 days later, after getting COVID, like finding out we had COVID, I found out I was pregnant. I called my friend Paris, who works with me, and I was like, yo, I'm a day late. I don't think it's anything, but like, can you bring me a test just in case? And obviously I couldn't go anywhere, and she came through. She brought me a test, and I was literally 1 day late, which for me, in my body, that's normal. Being 1 to 7 days late was like kind of expected. I would always come around that time, so it definitely wasn't anything like out of the ordinary, but it was still like, okay, well, my app says I was supposed to start today and I didn't, or yesterday I guess, because I was a day late. And so she came through, brought me a pregnancy test, and I took it. And the funniest thing about it is I took it, and then Jacob walked in, and it was just on the counter. We were waiting for it to turn, and we looked down, and it's still like processing. It doesn't even have, I think it was just getting to like the line that is always there. And he looks down and he was like, oh, it's negative, you're fine. And I was like, ha ha ha, like, you don't know yet. And I thought it was negative also, but I was just saying that to be annoying, basically. And then we looked down again after we're like, ha ha ha, like laughing at everything, and it is positive, like positive, very positive. That definitely threw us off. I have a video and I'll insert it right here.
What?
So we took a test just for shits and giggles. I'm literally 1 day late. Oh boy. Oh boy. But basically, we were not expecting that. Like, not at all. I was tracking, well, I thought I was tracking everything, so we thought we would be good because we were supposed to go to Hawaii at the end of this month for our honeymoon, and we wanted to, you know, it was supposed to be for our honeymoon, so we wanted to have drinks and do whatever we wanted to do without our son. And we're still going to be able to do whatever we want to do without our son, but I won't be able to drink, and it won't be as exciting, which kind of sucks, but I guess at least I can have fresh pineapple juice. I don't know. Trying to look on the bright side. But also, okay, so after we found out, I was kind of in denial of my symptoms. Like, I wasn't in denial, but I just kind of like threw them off to the side. I didn't really think anything of it, but I should have, because I think my first few symptoms of pregnancy, like early symptoms before you find out you're pregnant, is the first thing is I got into the car, and the only time I've ever been nauseous in the car was when I was pregnant with my son. And there was one day where I like baby barfed whenever my husband was driving, and I was like, that's weird, that only happens when I'm pregnant. But I was like, there's no way I can be pregnant, because tracking everything, being careful, all that jazz. Oh, okay, so also when I was pregnant with my son and I worked at a restaurant, I would occasionally host. I usually was a server, but occasionally I would help hosting if they need it. And one time this guy popped off on me, and I popped off back on him, and I just had this like attitude and this like I don't give a kind of attitude, like, don't mess with me, I'm pregnant, I don't got time for this bull crap kind of stuff. And I was at work, and this again before I knew I was pregnant, and this guy made some smart remark to me, and he said something, and I was like, well, and I gave him attitude back, and I was like, damn, that was kind of rude of me. Like, that was another thing. Definitely those two things were like a huge sign. Just definitely the nausea part in the car, and then me like yelling at that guy for no reason. I didn't yell at him, but just like snapped at him because he was being rude. I didn't keep my cool like usual. I think that definitely were my two like major signs, because that's what I did with my son. But yeah, I don't know, it was weird, and I could not sleep. And pregnancy insomnia, no joke. Like, it don't play. It doesn't. But whatever. So that's that. First and foremost, the first thing that really happened was right after I found out, we had a scare. I had a sharp, and I mean sharp pain in my side, my left side. I felt like somebody was literally dragging a knife through me, and it did not feel good. So I went to the ER, and the ER doctor, who was so graciously, so sweet, he was like, yeah, so unfortunately she couldn't find a heartbeat, but don't worry, this happens in like 1 to 5 women. It happened to my wife, like, you'll be okay, like, it's not a big deal, basically, is how he was making it sound. And I'm just sitting there like trying not to cry while this man is in my hospital room, and he leaves, and obviously I'm like crying, and Jacob's sad. And you know, even if it's unexpected, it's not something you want to go through. Nobody ever wants to go through that, at least I don't think anybody does. But yeah, that was really shitty, if I'm gonna be completely honest. And then a few days later we had a follow-up, and I went to an actual fetal sonogram. I went to the people who actually do sonograms on fetuses and women and whatever you want to call it. I don't know what the actual term is, but obviously she's doing the thing. And she's like, okay, when I do this part, you can't breathe. You have to hold your breath. So I did, and I heard a heartbeat. And the first time I was like, sigh of relief. And then I was like, oh my God, last time I thought I saw it and I didn't. And I could be wrong again. And that could just be my heartbeat. And then she was like, you gotta hold your breath. So I held my breath. And there, lo and behold, there was a strong heartbeat from the baby. So that lady was just a moron, basically, because she also couldn't find my left ovary, but this lady did. So I think that whoever was doing the sonogram at the ER just didn't really know what they were doing, and decided to give someone bad news instead of admitting that they didn't know what they were doing. But that's a whole nother story for a different day. Anyway, so then a few days later, yeah, I went, there's a heartbeat, and everything was fine. And at that point, they said I was about, oh, I don't even remember how far they said I was. 7-ish weeks? 6 weeks? I don't know. I was really early. And I think that's also why that lady couldn't find it, as I was too early. They said I was 8. It was crazy because it said my count, for when I went to confirm my pregnancy through a doctor, they said my due date was like the 6th, so whenever I did the app, it said I was like 7 some days pregnant, or at that time I think it was even 5, I don't know. And then I went to the ER, they said I was 8 weeks pregnant, 8 weeks in a few days, and then I went to my actual sonogram, and they said that I was like 7 in 2 days or something. They gave me my due date, which is September 8th. I don't know, I keep saying the 6th. That was my first one, so that's just what's stuck in my head. September 8th. And so it's definitely been crazy, but it gets crazier. You ready? So, well, not yet, but it's going to. So then, I guess, update. The next update is that I cannot drink water. I don't know why. I don't mind water. I used to hate water, but now I don't mind it. I semi-enjoy it. But anytime I drink water, it makes me throw it back up. I don't know why, but it triggers something in my body and it makes me unable to keep it down. And it sucks and it's bad, and the only thing I can keep down is soda and tea, and that's not what I'm trying to drink. Pregnancy, like, I am actually trying to be healthy and drink water, but I can't keep it down. Even if I put flavoring in it, even if I put a tiny bit of Gatorade in it, like nothing. I just can't keep it down, and it's the most bizarre thing to me. I don't get why, but here we are. And that also leads to eating. I haven't gained or lost weight. I've pretty much stayed the same weight. I think that's because I am so severely nauseous. Like, I am sick all day. I'm either throwing up or I'm nauseous, and it's really hard. Like, they gave me Zofran, and even some days when I take Zofran, it's not enough. Like, it's still not enough to get me through. It's just that bad, and it is what it is. We're dealing with it. Now that I'm like 13 and a half, almost 14 weeks, it's getting more manageable, but it's still pretty bad. But that just comes with the territory. Anyway, back to the food. Because I'm so sick, I can't eat that much. Like, if I eat, I'm literally taking like 2 bites of food, and then I'm like, oh, I'm full, and then 2 hours later I'm hungry again for 2 more bites. So like, I'm not eating the best, I'm not eating the worst, but I'm also not eating a lot, so here we are. So we are just kind of rolling with the punches. Then the next thing, this is the crazy thing. I wake up, I think it was like a week or 2 ago. I woke up and I went to the bathroom, and it looked like I had started my period. And as everybody knows, when you're pregnant, that's not supposed to happen at all. It's not supposed to happen. That morning we were supposed to go to breakfast with my husband's grandma while she was in town, and she was gonna leave afterwards, and instead we have to call her and be like, hey, we're going to the ER. So she meets us there. She picks up our son and like watches him while I'm in the ER for a few hours. And basically this other ER doctor, who is actually great, like, he actually did not suck, and he was nice and compassionate and trying to make things as awkward as possible. But he basically, what happened is I had to have my cervix checked to make sure that it wasn't open. It was closed, which is good. They took all my blood, and all my levels were normal, were what they were supposed to be. And so that was it. I don't know why. I still haven't been told why that happened. It was just one of those random scary things. Like, this child is really putting me through it with the ER trips and the nausea and throwing up. This child is really putting me through it, but you know, it's fine. That's what moms do, right? But I guess, yeah, there's not really much more of an update than that. Other than that, I haven't really had any like cravings. Well, in the beginning, actually, that's not true. In the beginning, I was craving food that I didn't like. For example, I don't like beans or bean dip or anything of that sort, and I was craving like crazy Fritos and bean dip. I ate one bag with the little can, and that was that. Pickles. I like pickles, but I've never been the one to like buy them and have them in my home. And I bought a jar of pickles, ate like 5 of them, still in my house, and like it kind of just went away. And then I saw like beanie weenies. I don't know if you know what that is. I don't know if that's like a southern thing or something, but basically it's like the baked beans, the sweet beans, whatever you want to call them, with hot dogs in them. I was craving that. I hate hot dogs. I haven't ate a hot dog since I was 12 years old because I watched How It's Made on hot dogs, and that was just disgusting. So I told myself I am never eating a hot dog again. So in 11 years, I have not had a hot dog, and here I was craving. I didn't eat that though. I didn't eat that craving. Other than that, I don't really have any cravings, honestly. I just I'm over like burgers and chicken nuggets. Like, I don't want that. Like, it just like to me, like, I don't know why, because usually I love those things, but this baby just really is weird. So yeah, no cravings. I guess I think it's a girl right now. Could change, obviously. I have no idea. That's just my guess. As far as names, we have no names. We're 3 months in, no names, no clue. With Kason, we were like, this is the boy name, didn't have a girl name, but this one, no clue, no names. So that should be fun. Probably will make a name reveal video or something with the gender reveal, maybe. I don't know. Oh, and we're supposed to find out the gender April 26th, so that'll be a whole video in itself also. Well, guys, I think that is basically all that I can think of for my first trimester. I definitely need to write this stuff down. I have my second trimester appointment on the 9th, which is in a few days. It's on Tuesday. Actually, it's tomorrow. So that should be exciting, and I guess we'll keep you updated on how that goes. I have a lot of questions from my doctor in regards to, you know, can I fly after what happened and yada yada. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one, guys.